welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching stonecoldcoffeecrafts, and I am feeling ambitious today. Hopefully yesterday or 4 months ago, I don't know, but if everything goes according to plan, yesterday you saw my floss tube where I talked about why my videos are still so sporadic and that I am having a really great day today and feel like filming. Yeah, if you saw that yesterday, for me it's still the same day, and I thought I would get really ambitious and sit down and film another video and show you some of the other stuff I am up to. So, on another crafty note, we are going to talk about beading and knitting today because I have some updates there. Still remember that necklace? It's been ages since I showed it to you, and back then I talked about my plans of making matching earrings and a bracelet. As you can see, I've made matching earrings now. Bracelet not so much. I still have not purchased the chain I need. I am a master procrastinator. But anyway, I showed you this necklace before, this very long drop dangly thing. It is super pretty. It was one of the projects out of the, I think it was the July Potomac Beads box. Maybe June. But I think it was July. So that was basically one of the two projects you get when you buy the XL box like I do, or if you buy the regular one. I think that was also the one that was in there. And we had leftover beads, so I decided to make some matching earrings, which I did. These are the earrings. They are extremely long. I usually do not wear earrings that are this long, but I actually enjoy them. They are very fancy. I have long hair, so these are clearly for days when you put your hair up into some kind of whatever hairdo you feel that day. Come on, don't be difficult. There you go. The longest drop is, of course, supposed to be in the middle. So I finished that, and I'm still planning to do the bracelet whenever I come around to order from that shop that has the chain I want to use for that. And then I watched some tutorials on YouTube and decided I wanted to try making one of these beaded beads. Usually these things have a bead on the inside, so they hold their shape. This one doesn't, but you can put these little tassels in here, which is kind of fun. The color choice is a bit odd for me because orange outside of Halloween is not a color I prefer, but I had this orange tassel, so I chose my beads according to that. So this is what I made with it. It is a tutorial by Orchid and Opal Design. Her channel will be linked down below. I'm so bad with names and I'm so bad with preparing for videos. I will never change, I can already tell you that. So this was a tutorial by her. She offers great tutorials all the time for free, which is super amazing. So I really enjoyed making this one. And I think she intended it as a pendant, if I remember correctly. It's been so long since I made this. Hi Lola. This is my little furry ragdoll assistant, and this is not the video I would like to have her in, but of course it is the video she's going to be in. But I could also imagine this on a bag as a little bag charm thingy. Would probably look pretty good. So yeah, this was an experiment. And talking about Potomac bead boxes, this was made with beads, I think, from the August box. This is a right angle weave necklace using these goldstone beads and some bicones in a pretty cream color and then some seed beads. That was a lot of fun to make. I adjusted the pattern a little bit because it showed too much thread for my liking once it was done. You can probably still see plenty. Do not eat the tassel, please. And do not fight the chain. Thank you. You can probably still see plenty of thread, but I added... Why are you biting my finger? I added in beads in between here, for example, to hide some of the thread, and here on the side, because the original pattern only called for these crossed over things. So everything here on the side between the bicones is what I added. So yeah, I like this very much. It's not exactly my color. I don't think it looks very good on my skin. But I like the way it looks in general. So I really would like to remake this in some different colors. I think that would be awesome. Honey Bunch, can I somehow convince you to release the bead mat? That is so nice of you. Going to put that in there and down here because we have to talk knitting. And of course, that's the favorite segment to have your cat in. I don't remember when I did show you my Breath and Hope shawl by Casapinka the last time. But I have been working on this. I started this in May. And I believe the last time you saw it, it was either at that point here or in this section. I'm not entirely sure, but I finished one more section of stripes. I am now on the last repeat in this section of... I don't even know what you call this stitch. And then I have the next section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm in the 5th section of, I believe, 8? Or is it 10? I don't know. Got a lot done. Have not knit on this in a long time. I think the last time I spoke to you about this, the yarn still had a different name. So I'm stitching this with a single ply sparkle yarn from Casa View Yarns, and the colors I'm using are California Dreaming, I think is the name of this one, and the pink is now called Troll Hair. It used to be called Dolores. It was one of her Harry Potter colorways, but Jen from Casa View Yarn has decided to no longer use any Harry Potter related names for her yarns, due to reasons you have probably heard from other creators before concerning J.K. Rowling's and her stance on certain things, which I also do not support at all. So I'm very happy that Jen decided to do that, though I did tell her she could keep calling this yarn Dolores because we have a very pretty Dolores right here. And this color looks amazing on her. Right, baby? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm. But alas, she did not. It is now called Troll Her Hair, but really, it's perfect, isn't it? So yeah, that's where we are. I have not knit on this since my trip in August, which was around a month ago. So shame on me, especially because of what I'm going to show you next. So cat, is this going to be a fight until blood flows? No, I am surprised. So it is September. Knitters will know what that means. The new mystery knit along by Stephen West is on the horizon. Shawlography is what it is called, and I'm probably butchering that horribly. Last year I was thinking, when he released Slipstore I was thinking about joining in. I did not have the courage to do so because Stephen West patterns are very intimidating, and I'm again, super intimidated. But I decided, because I loved Slipstravaganza so much, and I'm going to knit that thing one day, but I was so disappointed that I hadn't joined in, that I was going to be a big girl this year, and I was going to join in. Stephen released videos on his channel showing kids telling about what yarn you should choose, and there was one kid I was madly, deeply in love with the moment I saw it. It's not even a kid that is extremely extravagant or something. I just loved it so much, and that was the kid Burgundy Steel by Lola Bean Yarn. And I'm going to put a picture up. I was there for it. I knew it would be extremely expensive because it is a silk merino mix. I think one skein of that sells for €27.90 something in the shop. So that times 5 plus a little bit of on top, because these kits usually come with some extras. So I was prepared. I was there. When the release dropped, I had it in my cart so quickly. The moment I dropped it in my cart, there were 10 available. I pressed checkout. It was supposed to be an express checkout, but then my credit card asked for an SMS 10 for a pin, because apparently nearly €180 or slightly over €180 was something that required multiple verification that I am who I am. So by the time that was finally processed, took like 2 minutes, the kids were all gone, and I was devastated. I was really devastated. So I bitched and moaned about it for I think a couple of days before I decided I am going to try to dye this myself. So last weekend, if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen a lot of things going on in my stories, because I am also trying to do something new and be a little more active in my Instagram stories. If this annoys you, I'm apologizing, but not. I'm just trying to be a bit more active there and make it a little more interesting. But I showed some steps of the process of recreating this kit by showing how I made a 100 skein, a gram skein of yarn into 5 minis, because I wanted to do a test. So this is what my test looks like. That is the speckled yarn. Complete fail. The light gray, which comes out so blue. Crazy. Put that out. So blue. Why is it so blue? The medium gray, which I think is actually pretty close to the picture of the yarn I tried to recreate, but for me this contrast was just not high enough. The darkest gray, and then my final boss, the red. I have to say the camera is very gracious to the red. It looks a bit more brilliant and saturated than it actually is, but I am happy with how this red turned out. But I knew after seeing these 3 grays together, even though they are very close to the original picture, that I had to tweak them a little and put a bit more contrast between the 3 shades, because this was just too close for my liking. Also speckling. I think I should have dry speckled. I had too much water in my pot when I tried. I like how this looks. It is not what I was looking for. So for my final kit, which is also on an amazing base that I found, and which Miss Lola is currently resting her little claws on, I decided that I am not speckling the white, I'm just going with it. And can you see this amazing sheen? This is a 50-50 base, 50% merino, 50% silk. It is buttery soft. I hope it will have an amazing drape. It has a sheen that is to die for. And yeah, it is not high twist. So Steven said that high twist would be a good choice to get all these crisp stitches, and I really wanted to, but I could not find this base in high twist. It is just regular. So I hope it will not be super splitty. I hope. Then my lightest gray, which is this very light silvery gray. It has a bit of variegation. I think it gets pretty lost on the camera, but there is actually a lot of variegation going on in this lightest color. It has the most of the three, which is, I think, because I did not let it soak. You can see it's basically nearly white in here still. Because I didn't let it soak for a long time in the dye before I added the acid. And the acid is what sets the dye into the fiber. So I didn't give it too much time. Lola, I can not see anything there. So my medium gray, which is this one, and I think this is already much more contrast than my test colors had, but not so much that it's really stark. And then my darkest gray. I absolutely adore this color. To give it at least a little bit of contrast. And then my red. This is my red. It is a bit lighter. I think when I hold them together, you can see that there is a slight difference. That's mainly because these are two different yarn bases. So they are both merino silk, but this is 50-50 and this is actually only, I think it's 80-20. I think. It has barely any sheen. No, it actually doesn't have any sheen at all in my opinion. And it is also not as soft. So yeah, a bit more raspberry pink on this one. But I like it. I think these colors work very well together. I hope that these two here will be enough of a pop to make all the things that are supposed to pop stand out. I have still a couple of skeins of this base left. I bought a few more because I was afraid that I would muck it up and need some spares. And I have also ordered some more shades of red. And I'm going to try another red because I basically love red. It's one of my favorite colors. So I will find something to use it for. I think this is my final kit, but I want to try a different combination of red. So basically for these three grays, I have used one color and I've just tweaked the saturation of the color. But for the red, I have worked with 3 colors total. So we have a base color and then I have dyed it over with 2 more colors, one of which was burgundy, which came out a bit lighter than I thought it would also. I have a few spots where I probably should have made sure that I got my color everywhere because it's a bit on the light side, but I don't mind so much. It is hand dyed and I did it. So I'm super happy with how this turned out. I think I came pretty close to what I was aiming for, and I don't mind in the slightest that this is not speckled. Though, challenge accepted, I am going to learn speckling now at some point. I just don't want to waste this yarn base. There's cheaper yarn I can practice on than this, even though it was an okay price. Yeah, so October, is it 6th or 8th? Cast on time, and I am deathly afraid. Not because his patterns are so complicated, but the rows get so big. I think for Slipstravaganza, the last few rows had like 600 stitches on the needles. That's a lot, and I'm such a slow knitter. So I'm probably going to knit 3 years on this, let's be honest, because I'm not good at finishing knitting stuff. But I didn't want to cry over not having the experience again this year. And who knows, maybe his patterns are so fantastic and won't let me go, and I will cast on a slip extravaganza next. I'm probably going to dye the yarn for that one myself too. I have some yarn that I bought for that and wanted to use, but honestly, the dyeing bug, it has me now. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, that is that. That's all the crafting I can show you right now. That's not diamond painting or stitching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my little assistant and that she did not try to kill everything yarn this time. I appreciate it very much, Honey Bunch. I think you earned your tin of tuna now. And who knows, maybe I will be back one more time this week. Wouldn't that be fantastic? All right, have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wonderful week, whatever. Talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.